In this video, I'm talking about why autism and money can cause issues, and in fact, I'm covering 5 points. All that is coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to the Aspie World. My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos on this type of content. So if you're new around here and you'd like to learn more about those subjects, remember to hit that subscribe button by clicking the notification bell down below. If you're watching over on Facebook, be sure to give this page a follow. And if you're watching on Instagram, make sure to give this page a follow so you don't miss out on daily autism related content. Okay guys, what is going on? Good to have you all here and see everybody just chilling out, having a good time. This video is jam-packed full of awesome stuff, but before we get into that, I just want to say that I have a free Autism Life Hacks PDF book that you can download right now, completely free of charge, from autismhacks.net. Make sure you go there right now, download my free PDF book. Awesome. Okay guys, so autism and money, right? Now here's the thing. There are a lot of people on the autism spectrum who have difficulties managing, maintaining money, finance and all that kind of stuff. I myself have had crazy issues with I myself have had crazy amounts of issues with trying to like organize money and finance and stuff, and I actually can't do it. So I have my partner Naomi. She actually helps me manage all the money and stuff because it's really difficult to keep on track of like what's going in, what's going out, how do you pay for things, like and there's a bunch of things that go with it, right? So I've listed out 5 of the main points that kind of like we go over here and where the issues may lie. Now the idea for this is that if you can identify where the issues are, then you may be able to ask for help in those areas. So I'm going to go through the points. Hopefully you resonate with those points, and then you can take them to whoever kind of like helps you out in your life, and then you can ask them for help, and it should be pretty awesome. Okay, so the first one we're talking about here is bad organizing. Now, look, autistic people may find it hard or may find it like chaos dealing with loads of like ins and outs of money, you know, daily bills and all these kind of like, you know, there's a current flow of transfer of money coming in and money coming out in livelihood, right? And this can be a huge issue, right? And this could be a big cause because it's not an easy thing, you know, when you're having to deal with something, when it's just you dealing with it. It's easy to do because it's just you and you've got your things and you can control what happens there. But when you have things that are going outside and inside, you know, like money comes in, money goes out, it's kind of like exterior resources that are having like third-party effect, which obviously causes a lot of stress. And having money coming in and money coming out on a daily basis, knowing how much to kind of use, and it can be very, very difficult. I'm just so glad I have somebody to help me with all of that because it can be a stress. So if parents are watching this right now, make sure you write down a list, get out a pen and paper and write down these things, because these are the areas that you're going to be wanting to help educate your kid in. So yeah, that'd be super, super awesome. Okay, so number 2 is lack of consequence awareness. That sounds a bit of a mouthful, doesn't it? But what this means is, you know, autistic people may have, you know, the idea of consequence. Let's break it down like this. So the idea of consequence from spending money may be difficult for people who are autistic because the idea of if you spend money, then you can get this, but if you spend money, you can't get this, you know? Kind of like prioritizing money. And this could be a huge issue and could cause major problems. Like if if they spend money on one thing, or if like I spend money on something, then I've used that money up and then I don't have money for this. So the consequence of actually spending money to buy something has a knock-on effect to my future purpose, and I feel like this is a huge one. This is one I always have issues with, so I just have to consult with Naomi before I buy anything, because I buy like loads of books and stuff to kind of learn and train myself in my business. But in terms of everything else, kind of like, you know, the stuff sitting on my desk right now, I just bought, you know, like I bought 2 of these actually. There's 2 of these MagSafe chargers. I'm just, anyway, so Naomi gets run by everything and she kind of approves it if we need it. So let's move on to number 3. So number 3 is short-term memory issues. Now, autistic people will have issues with short-term memory, like not remembering, you know, if somebody says to them, hey, can you meet me over there by 3 o'clock? And they'll be like, yeah, okay, cool. But then the autistic person will be like, oh, completely forget about it, and then it's just gone away, never gonna meet them. You just like, there's no way I'm gonna remember that, right? So having short-term memory issues with money and bills and stuff could be not being able to remember how much money you have to spend on something versus like the actual price of the item. So maybe there's an item that costs X amount of money, but then you only have a certain amount of money, but you can't remember how much money you've got, so you try to buy the item, and then it doesn't. The transaction is void because you're not able to purchase that. Now, this is a big issue as well. It's a big learning curve as well. Learning to recognize what value you have versus the value of the thing that you need to purchase. It's a big learning curve, and it's something we all have to do in life. But I feel like it's excessively difficult for people with short-term memory issues, and this comes kind of like with an autism spectrum disorder. Okay, so number 4 is budgeting issues, right? So budgeting is a skill that anyone, including neurotypical people, have issues with, right? Because budgeting is creating a way around sorting and organizing your money. But however, like autistic people can have major issues trying to prioritize budgeting, like knowing that you're having a prioritized list. What needs the most attention when you have a budget and you have to distribute money between certain things? Which thing takes priority and which thing can be left alone? Like, you know, say you have these bills for utilities and rent, but then you also want to get candy, you know, and so you kind of think, well, sweets and candy are like least on your priority list, and the essentials that you need to live with should be on the forefront and the priority list. But that whole that concept is sometimes very difficult to grasp, and when you're in the swing of things, going through stuff to sort out bills and manage budgeting, it's very difficult. I use budgeting apps and stuff like that, and obviously, of course, Naomi helps me, so that's how we keep on track of it. But it isn't always awkward. You know, it's difficult. It's difficult at the best of times. Okay, so number 5 is forward planning issues, right? So as you know, short-term memory is something of an issue with autism. An autistic person may forget to pay a bill in the future, or forget to set up recurring payments for the future. So knowing that you have to pay for something in the future, with short-term memory loss comes a consequence where you'll be like, oh shoot, I forgot to go and pay that, and then by no fault of your own, because it's not your fault, obviously you have memory issues, you've forgotten to pay something, and then this could be a real issue. But saying that, you know, there are ways around it. People can help, you know, with your budgeting and your whatever else it is, forward planning and everything like that, and there are loads of apps out there to help. Now, if you'd like to see a video all about apps for helping people manage money, please pop it in a comment down below. Let me know you want to see that, and then I will make that video. If you enjoyed this one, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you like this type of video. Share it on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram if you think this video can help somebody else. That would be amazing. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.